Today, there are many diseases that threaten many lives, and they also worsen the quality of life. Urology disorder causes indescribable pain to men in particular and threatens all men. Over half the male population suffers from this disorder. This disease gets more serious as men get older. No person is safe from this disease because men can contract this disease at least once in their lifetime. Let's take a look at the Korean traditional medicine treatment methods for this urology disorder that causes pain and suffering to men of all ages everywhere. Men today have many responsibilities. Within the family, they take on the role of husband and father, and in society, there are pressures of work. Alcohol and cigarettes are used to relieve their ever-increasing stress, but they also ruin their health. Deterioration of health naturally accompanies the urology disorder. In the past, it was middle-aged men who commonly visited urologists, but now young men head to urologists as well. Urology disorder is no longer prejudiced with age. However, the pain and discomforts increase drastically with age. Numerous men are preoccupied in attempting to overcome male urology disorder by eating the right foods and exercising. There are many types of urology disorders, but when categorized according to functions, it can be classified simply as urination dysfunction and sexual dysfunction. All dysfunctions can worsen the quality of life, and because they are difficult to treat and take a long time to see results, you need patience. Among these disorders is prostatitis, which causes problems to both urination and sexual functions. Over 50% of the male population contracts this disease at least once in their lifetime. The prostate is right below the bladder, weighs about 15 to 20 grams, is formed in the shape of a chestnut, produces about 30% of the semen, and provides nutrients to the sperm made in the testicles. The prostate can easily be swollen or inflamed because of its location right below the bladder. According to the results of one urology clinic of 30,068 patients, 56% of them are found to have prostatic hypertrophy. The number of patients in their 40s is 1,173, but increases 3 times that number in their 50s, and the majority of the patients were in their 60s. The number of patients is increasing each year. The cause of this is from westernized eating habits. When the prostate gets infected, urination increases, the urine stream weakens, there will be pain and discomfort of dysuria, testicles, and lumbago. When the prostate swells, it becomes difficult to excavate the bowels. Then one has no choice but to visit the hospital and face the discomforts of having their urine drained. The Korean traditional medicine book called Dongi recorded the prostatitis according to the symptoms. When energy is not circulated in the abdominal and the perineal region, pain develops and causes scrotal hernia. Just as a bug eats away at a tree, the genital organ's functions are also worsened. The disease causes the urine to become murky, not clear. The urine stream can also be compared to each drop of dew that falls from the forest trees.
전립선염의 원인은 우선 요도염 등으로 인한 세균성 감염을 들 수가 있겠고요. 한의학적으로는 스트레스나 정신적인 충격 등으로 인해서 감기가 울결되면 비위가 허약해집니다. 비위가 허약해지면 습열이 발생하고 이 습열이 하주하여 전립선으로 이완되면 전립선염이 발생을 하게 됩니다. 또한 회원부의 장기간의 압박도 전립선염을 일으킬 수 있는데요. 회원부가 장기간 압박이 되면 기혈순환을 방해하여 전립선의 우열 상태를 초래하게 됩니다. 전립선이 우열되면 부종이 오면서 염증을 발생하게 되는 겁니다.
Korean traditional medicine doesn't perceive prostatitis as just a local disorder. Rather, it focuses on treating the internal organs simultaneously. Because organs like the spleen, liver, kidneys, and bladder affect the health of the prostrate, these organs are targeted for treatment. Through treating these organs, it can treat the resistant bacteria caused from long-term usage of antibiotics. The treatment focuses on strengthening the immunity system and directly eliminating the infection. The 36-year-old Mr. Lee has suffered from prostatitis for 7 years. He sought treatment from many different hospitals, but each time the disorder was never completely cured. But now, after his 3rd month of treatment at the Korean Traditional Medicine Clinic, his condition has taken a turn for the better.
맥이 전체적으로 좀 피로한 맥이 좀 나오는데 어제 좀 무리하신 거 있습니까?
어제 좀 늦게까지 좀 술을
그러셨어요?
예.
과로하시면 안 돼요. 과음 마셔도 안 되고. 근데 전에 치료할 때보다
예.
지금 그 하초맥, 특히 이제 신장 방광맥이 많이 좋아졌거든요.
예.
그렇다는 거는 전립선도 많이 회복이 됐다는 얘기예요.
전에는 그 허리도 아프고.
They say that prostatitis is an inflammation of an average bacteria, but this applies to only 10% of the patients. Especially out of all chronic prostatitis patients, 80 to 90% are non-bacterial prostatitis.
그렇죠.
This also applies to Mr. Lee. The reason why prostatitis is not cured, but rather develops to the chronic stage, is because the gland has a unique structure.
피로감이 덜하다고 그러셨잖아요.
Because the disorder doesn't react to antibiotics or any liquid form of medicine, there is really no clear treatment method.
지금 혀에 태가 조금 아직 껴 있는데 이거는 그 습열이 아주 완전히 없어지지 않았다는 거거든요. 그래서 습열이 없어지지 않았다는 거는 낭습 같은 증상들이 좀 있을 수가 있어요. 그러니까 음낭 밑에 좀 땀이 찬다든지 하는 이런 증상들이 약간 남아 있을 수 있는데 어쨌든 처음보다는 많이 좋아졌습니다.
Chronic prostatitis is a disease that only men contract and causes seasonal affective disorders, depression, and other negative symptoms. It is very important that this disease is completely treated so that it doesn't reoccur. Two different types of examinations are needed to diagnose prostatitis accurately. One of them is to massage the prostrate, and when the semen is extracted, bacteria is examined through a microscope. This is to measure the degree of infection. An ultrasound test can help determine the size of the prostrate and see how much it has swelled. It can also check if there are any cysts or other substance. Swelling of the prostrate can be determined by the ultrasound photos alone. When the prostrate swells, the urethra canal that passes between the prostrate is pressed together. This causes major dysfunctions of the urinary functions. Prostatitis can also be diagnosed through urine tests. The patient's urine is first filtered, and only the semen is extracted from it. The number of leukocytes contained in the semen can be determined through this test. Generally, if the number of leukocytes exceeds 10, it is diagnosed as prostatitis. In Mr. Lee's case, when he first visited the hospital, he had a countless number of leukocytes because the inflammation was serious.
이 환자의 경우 초기 내원 당시 그 전립선의 현미경 검사상 백혈구의 수치가 상당히 많았습니다. 셀 수가 없을 정도로 많아서 염증이 심했던 그런 환자인데 지금 3개월 치료한 후에 검사 결과는 백혈구의 수치가 보통 10개 미만을 정상으로 판정을 합니다. 근데 이 환자의 경우는 한두 개 정도 보일 정도로 상당히 호전된 환자입니다. 지금은 거의 완치됐다고 해도 될 정도로 많이 좋아진 환자입니다.
In the beginning phase of prostatitis, it reacts to antibiotics. But when it develops to the chronic phase, there is a limit to antibiotics. In fact, this treatment can have negative effects, such as resistance to antibiotics or damage to the internal organs. Korean herbal medicine made out of ingredients from natural herbs has minimal side effects. Recently, it has become known that Korean herbal medicine treatment is highly effective in treating chronic prostatitis. Radix Remini Preparata protects the kidneys. Patriniae radix and Floslonicereae is effective in counterattacking bacteria and toxins, so it is an effective medicine to eliminate pus from inflammations. Herba hotuniae and semen plataginus help strengthen urinary functions and eliminate edema.
전립선염의 한의학적인 치료는 전립선 한 부분만 보지 않고 전립선과 관계된 간장이나 비장, 신장, 방광 기능을 동시에 다스려줘야 되고 또한 그 소변을 시원하게 보게 하고 부종을 가라앉혀주는 그런 그 약들이 가미되어야 됩니다. 그리고 거기다가 항염, 소염시키는 한방에 그런 효과가 많은 약들이 있습니다. 이런 약들을 동시에 가미해야 되고 또한 면역 기능이 강화되지 않으면 치료하기가 어렵기 때문에 면역력을 증강시켜주는 약들을 가미해서 그 종합적인 이런 치료가 되어야지만이 치료가 가능한 이런 질환입니다.
It is more effective when medicinal treatment to treat the internal organs is accompanied with acupuncture. Bladder functions are strengthened and urination is improved when acupuncture is applied on the guanwan point located 5 to 6 centimeters below the belly button, Sudo, which is located 3 to 4 centimeters on both sides of guanwan, and Chunju, which is located 3 to 4 centimeters on both sides of the belly button. Also, when acupuncture is applied to Jungwan point located on the stomach, digestive functions can be improved. The Samumgyo point above the inner ankle is an important point in treating urology disorders. This is the region where the spleen, liver, and the kidneys meridian systems meet. These points are very important in the treatment procedure because these three organs are related to the prostrate. Moxibustion revives the prostrate functions and also relaxes the surrounding muscles. Moxibustion is first applied to the Shinsu point, which is located on the lower back and related to the kidneys. The Bangguangsu point is located below the Shinsu point near the hips. When moxibustion is applied here, heat stimulates the bladder and prostatitis is treated. Moxibustion treatment is effective in reviving the function of the prostrate, but prostatitis patients prefer this treatment because it alleviates pain from the lumbago and the abdomen.
한방치료의 장점은 순수한 한의학 이론에 입각한 그 순수 한약을 사용함으로써 항생제의 과다 복용이나 내성 문제를 해결할 수 있다는 점에서 부작용이 없는 그런 장점이 있고요. 그리고 비교적 치료 기간이 짧습니다. 1 내지 3개월 정도로 비교적 치료 기간이 짧고 또한 순수 한약을 사용함으로써 간장이나 비장, 신장, 방광 등을 동시에 다스려 줌으로써 근본 치료가 가능하다는 그런 장점이 있습니다.
After prostatitis, erection dysfunction is the next prominent disorder among urology disorders. This disorder intensifies from the 30s. Over 10% of Korean men in their 40s are experiencing serious erection dysfunction. The 43-year-old Mr. Park experienced erection dysfunction from a month ago and visited the hospital. Stress is the cause for Mr. Park's problem.
한 달 반 전에 종합검진을 실시하고 난 다음에 당뇨기가 조금 있다는 그 얘기를 듣고 그랬었는데 그때부터는 한 성적 생활이 좀 정녕 같지 않게 불안전하고 욕구도 잘 일어나지 않고 사실 발기력도 많이 저하가 되었습니다. 그래서 한 달 정도 고민을 하다가 이게 병적인 게 아닌가 하는 생각이 들었었는데 한방 쪽 치료에 효과를 봤다는 얘기를 듣고 병원을 찾게 되었습니다.
Generally, the male's penis becomes erect when he is sexually excited or when stimulated mentally or physically. This stimulation causes veins to expand, and over 5 to 6 times of the blood travels to the sponge-like structure of the penis until it is completely filled. At this point, the inner part of the penis is filled, and blood is blocked from escaping with the semen. Then the penis becomes big and hard, which is called an erection. However, when an erection cannot be sustained for enough time, it is called erection dysfunction. Over half of all males in their 50s and up are suffering from such symptoms. There is also an increase in young patients who are in their 20s to 30s. Treatment for erection dysfunction, which can cause sexual problems, were in great demand from early on. In the Korean tradition medicine books, erection dysfunction is defined as the shrinking of males' genitals and sexual intercourse cannot be performed. There are many causes of this disorder, but the most common is the weakening of the kidneys. In addition, when the innate energy inherited from the parents is consumed, erection becomes difficult.
발기부전의 환자는 오장육부의 부조화에 인해서 간, 심, 비, 신장의 실조에서 나타나게 됩니다. 그래서 특히 간신어머에 의해서 유발되어질 수도 있고요. 또 명문하세에 의해서 유발되어질 수 있습니다. 보통 로컬에 오는 한방병원에 오시는 발기부전 환자들은 시민성이나 기능성 발기부전을 동반한 환자들이 많은데 가로, 스트레스 또는 전신세약 또는 양기 부족이나 가로에서 오는 환자들이 많이 한방병원을 찾게 됩니다. 보통 한 달에
Anyone can experience erection dysfunction. As adult diseases increase and stress, alcohol, and smoking increase, patients of erection dysfunction consistently increased as well. When the energy of the internal organs weakens, aside from the erection dysfunction that can worsen a person's sex life, attentiveness is lost, and eyes are blurred, and other pains can appear at the same time. That is why it is important to treat the cause of the disorder.
발기부전으로 온 환자를 진찰을 해본 결과 허리나 또는 무릎 이런 데 좀 근육의 통증을 유발하고 뒷목이 좀 뻣뻣한 증상을 호소하면서 그리고 소화력은 괜찮지만 장 기능이 많이 약해져 있는 소견입니다. 그리고 환자가 정신적으로 스트레스도 많이 동반되지만 술, 담배 또는 당뇨의 어떤 그런 초기 당뇨 환자의 어떤 그런 케이스가 복합적으로 나타나기 때문에 심신이 많이 지쳐 있는 상태에서 간신허약증이 동반되어진 그런 환자입니다. 체력적으로 심신 안정과 체력을 보호하면서 정신적인 스트레스를 릴렉스 시키면서 치료를 할 수 있으면 괜찮겠고요.
Korean traditional medicine treats erection dysfunction with Korean herbal medicine. Medicine to eliminate excess moisture and medicine to relieve stress are used, since these factors can interfere with erections. Ep20 is thought to be a medicine that can make a sheep lustful. It is effective in improving the erection function. Herba sistanches that grows on the root of a tree is dried and made into medicine. This ingredient strengthens men's stamina. Cornu cervi pantotricum is the antler of a deer that is cut and dried under the shade. This strengthens the body and strengthens the stamina. Semen cuscute is a plant that grows in arrowroots or wormwood. It strengthens the liver and the kidneys, and it treats the male's sexual functions. When giving a little more attention to ourselves in our daily life, male urology disorders can be prevented and treated. The best method is by soaking our bodies in the tub. Soak yourself up to your belly button for 10 to 20 minutes a day in warm water of 35 to 40 degrees Celsius. Bathing alleviates pain that comes from urology disorders, and it is effective because it increases blood circulation. It is also necessary to exercise the pelvis daily in order to strengthen the urinary muscles. First, lie facing down and lift your chest at a 45-degree angle. Then, lift both of your legs at the same angle. Next, face upward and lay down. Bend your legs and lift your buttocks upward, then lower them. Repeat this 10 times. This works the muscles of the anus, the sphincter, and the perineal region so it restores the sexual functions. Men's health can be predicted through urology disorders. Urology functions are connected to many functions of the organs and the brain. Also, because it functions with direct relation to the mind, when one goes wrong, there can be problems with urination or sexual functions. Korean traditional medicine treats other organs when treating urology disorders. That is why we have the assurance that the cause of the disease is being treated. The rooster. It wakes up the dawn with a healthy cry. Chicken is so nutritious that it is actually called the wild flying ginseng. Let's take a look at samgaetang, the Korean traditional food that can give men more energy. Samgaetang, or chicken with grain, is deeply boiled along with various herbs. First, it contains ginseng that nurses vitality and increases stamina, antlers that strengthen the kidneys, and other ingredients like milk vetch root that aid digestion and are good for the body, all in water that is boiled together. The true taste of samgaetang is its soup. It is boiled in a pot for over 12 hours. You can taste the ingredients and juices permeated into the soup. Chicken is a meat known to heat our bodies. Let's look at how samgaetang is prepared. The chicken is washed clean, and various ingredients like jujube that raise the body's energy and protects the stomach and spleen, glutinous rice that aids digestion, and garlic that increases blood circulation is stuffed into the chicken. Then the chicken's legs are gathered together so that the ingredients will not fall out. Put the stuffed chicken into the boiled broth. Then boil it for about 1 hour. Samgaetang is known for its effectiveness to restore the health of the body, increase stamina, accelerate metabolism, and relieve fatigue.
한방 삼계탕은 인삼, 녹각, 황기 등의 20여 가지 약재를 넣어서 12시간 이상을 고운 음식으로서 남성의 심장, 간 기능을 보호하고 특히 하초에 좋은 음식으로 전해 내려오고 있습니다.
Nutritional food is just as effective as medicine. With its gentle herbal aroma, samgaetang can help restore a healthy man's vitality. So, why not try some?